Let's talk about the story, God's covenant to Abraham. So God made a covenant with Abraham. He promised Abraham to bless him with sons and daughters and nations. And then if you follow the genealogy, it came to a point where it seems like that promise was becoming so thin or was not going to be possible. But then God used Rahab. Rahab was originally from Jericho, and then when the war was going on and on and on, and then some spies went to Jericho to spy on the town, and then fortunately they went to Rahab home. So if you look in the Bible, it says that Rahab the prostitute. But then when the news got to the king or the king of Jericho that the spices were there and they went into Rahab home, the king sent a message to Rahab, and the Rahab told the king, oh yeah, they came to my home, it's true, but they went out before the sun set. But then she took them into a different direction as she directed the warriors of Jericho to follow another direction. So Rahab helped the spies to escape. Then when after they finished spying the town and they attacked the town, they rescued Rahab and her relatives. And then that was when Rahab was rescued and she gave birth to Boaz. And then Naomi and her husband Abimelech went to Moab. They escaped from famine because there was no food for them to feed their family. So they went to Moab to establish there. And then their two sons got married to the daughters of Moabites. Then it came to a point Naomi's husband and her two sons all died. Then Naomi wanted to come back to Bethlehem. Then she told her two daughter-in-laws to go back to their father's home. But Ruth, who was the daughter-in-law to Naomi, refused, and she followed Naomi to Bethlehem. Then God uses the son of Rahab the prostitute and the daughter of Moabit. If you know the story of Moabit and the story about God's people and Moabit, God told his people to not marry from Moabite, the tribe of Moabites. But then that disobedience, so God used some disobedience from Naomi and her husband, and then he connected the son of the prostitutes, Boaz, and then the daughter of Moabit, which God didn't want. He brought the two rejected servants. And let me say, we despise, the human despise Rahab, and they named her prostitutes. And then Moabit, the daughter of Moabit, they were worshiping different gods. They didn't even know God. So that was the reason why God said his people shouldn't marry from them. So God brought those two together and he used them to accomplish his promise. So they gave birth to Obed, and through Obed, the genealogy, Jesus came through Obed genealogy. So if you look through the genealogy, you see that God uses that to accomplish. So what I'm just trying to say is that what people say you are, who people describe you, and how people criticize you is none of God's business. God have a very important role for you to play to accomplish his promise. God have an important purpose for you. That is why he preserved you. You are not just alive for nothing. God is preserving you to accomplish a purpose, to accomplish something important in someone else's life. So do not blame yourself, or do not listen to whoever is trying to condemn you or try to tell you what to do and what to not do. God doesn't see you the same way. God didn't see Rahab as a prostitute. God see Rahab as his instrument. God see Rahab as his accomplisher. So God used Rahab to accomplish his promise to Abraham. God used the disobedience of Naomi and her husband Abimelech to accomplish her promise, to accomplish his promise he made to Abraham. So God, there's a promise God has made to you specially and to no one. So he's going to use you and whatever you do to accomplish that promise, to accomplish that purpose. We'll continue another video next time. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think. Thank you.